Welcome to Hood River. We're above the beautiful Columbia River and we're going for a ride today. Hi, I'm standing in front of Oregon eBikes, one of my favorite shops. Actually, it's where my Kathmandu comes from. I'm Arnie and this is eBike Advocate, and we go for rides, we talk e-bikes, and we do reviews. If you're into any of that, why don't you consider subscribing? Just click that big red subscribe button, click the bell icon so you won't miss anything, and give us a thumbs up, share, make comments, appreciate it all. Hey, let me finish loading up the bike and we'll get out of here. So we left the parking lot and turned left, and now we're making our way, made two lefts actually, and now we're making our way up the hill. Just centering my map just to make sure that I'm headed the right direction. It's going to be a little bit of a climb here. To start out with. Gorgeous day here in Hood River. One of my favorite places. Great little town. Full of interesting little shops and restaurants and pubs and breweries and all kinds of stuff. Great place for mountain biking, kite surfing these days. I first learned about it back in the, oh gosh, when was it? Mid-80s, when windsurfing was king and pretty much brought this town back from the grave. At that time, just about, it seemed like every other shop was some kind of windsurfing shop. That's not the case now. As far as I know, there are only two left. Big Winds and Sundance. Now, I'm sure there are probably some others that I'm just not aware of, but not like the old days. The old days, as I said, being the 80s. Still climbing. Guy just went by in his old Ford Transit Connect with an inflatable SUP, stand-up paddleboard on top. They have become the favored paddleboard, it seems. I remember first time I heard about stand-up paddleboards, it was, you know, hard boards, hard surface. And now I keep seeing all kinds of different inflatable ones that are darn near as stiff as the hardboards are. That's what I read. I don't have either one. I don't paddle, although it's something I've been wanting to get into for a while, and we just never seem to get around to it. One reason or another. Climbing the hill at a pretty nice little pace. 8.4 miles an hour. Great temperature today. Boy, it's beautiful, comfortable. We're climbing to the plateau above the river, high above the river. And we're following a trail that skirts the edge of that canyon that overlooks the river. And then we're going to go a little bit farther on some county roads, I guess we'll call them. And it'll be a nice day. I'm thinking it's going to be a little under 30 miles today. Right now we're obviously riding in the shade. It won't always be shady. This is, after all, pretty dry country here. It's odd. I took my mirrors off last night. I never used to ride with mirrors until I got the Rad Rover. And I never even, I just thought having mirrors would be kind of weird on a bicycle. And so for the last 4-ish years, I've had mirrors on. And now that I've taken them off, it feels kind of weird. So we're at the Senator Mark O. Hatfield West Trailhead of the historic Columbia River Highway Trail. What a mouthful. And it takes us to Mosier, little town that's east of Hood River. You can see we're high above the river here, and that's Bingen over there on the other side of the river. Sister city to the original. Wait a minute, here it's pronounced Bingen. In Germany, it's Bingen. And they are sister cities. Bingen just sounds more natural and right and what have you than Bingen. Morning. We're taking this nice and slow, Share the path. Keep right. Warn when approaching. Move off path when stopped. Ooh, that last one. I've never seen that on a sign before. Move off path when stopped. I cannot tell you how many times riding rail trails and what have you, where people have stopped for one reason or another and stand right in the middle of the trail. Beyond me. Just makes me shake my head. See, I'm shaking my head.
Oh, okay, that's so cool. We talked about it.
Morning.
Pretty enjoyable.
Yep, like the woman was saying, enjoyable. And it is. Fleet of foot she was. There are times when I miss running. Not all the time, but sometimes. So comfortable through here. Very green, very lush. It's so thick that you can barely see the river through the foliage. In case you're wondering, I'm in eco mode. And we're doing just 12 miles an hour. Nice speed. Because even though we're still climbing, it's much more gradual than it was at the beginning. Speaking of rivers, I read a piece last night that was talking about the Rhine River being something like, I know I'm forgetting the exact number, 7 centimeters away from being too shallow for boat traffic. Can you imagine that? Golly, I knew it had been hot, but holy cow, that's got to be trillions of dollars of goods that go up and down that river. And for it to shut down, be nothing more than a trickle, God, I can't even believe that. Hi. This is so beautifully rugged through here. And it's also nice that, so far at least, the majority of people are aware that cyclists use the trail as well. Now this used to be, you're probably seeing that it's pretty wide. This used to be the county road, whatever, that would take you from Hood River to all the way to the Dalles, I believe, before they built the freeway down there. And I've seen pictures, again, I'm not positive if it was this particular stretch of the road, but early part of the 1900s, people driving along in their Model Ts and whatever else they had back in that period. Little bit of a climb here. So I'm using the People for Bikes app, and because Oregon eBikes put this on and it goes beyond the trail, but the map does not move. I move on the map, but the map itself just stays, which is really, oh, maybe I've got it. It's annoying as all get out. Now, honestly, if you come and ride this from Hood River to Mosier, you don't need the map. I just have it going because the second part of the map, or the second part of the ride, goes out into the country, and I don't want to miss any turns or anything, so that's why I have the map going. It's pretty amazing what a big temperature difference there is being in the shade versus being in the sun already, and it's 20 to 10. Still climbing, but like I said, it's pretty gradual for the most part. But if you're not in any hurry, not a big deal. The bluffs. By the way, we are not anywhere near the top of this canyon at this point. We're high up here where we are, but if we get a clear space here with no trees above us, right up there is the highest bluff, which is, I'm terrible at judging distances, but you have to guess it's several hundred feet higher than we are now. Yeah, right up there, looking right into the sun, but that's way up there. And just think what the Columbia would be like if it wasn't all dammed up. I mean, it would be probably still impressive, but it would be so slender and even farther down than it is now. We'll pull into this overlook here. Okay, moving on. Downhill here, guys. This is quite the downhill. We're moving right along. Whew. Just coasting at almost 29. Goes without saying, if I'm going down this fast, I'm going to probably be coming up a fair amount slower. Well, we are in what I can only assume is a snow bridge. Don't know for sure what it is. This part is a little bit older. Here it looks like it's, maybe not. It's wood, and wow, they have gates that they shut it off sometimes. Openings there so you can look out over the river. Oh yeah, cruising downhill again. E-bikes are pretty darn popular around here. E-bikes, Oregon eBikes is doing their job selling e-bikes. I don't know how much business they do online, but there is a website also. And on your left again. There's some good people there, and if you're near Hood River and you live in Washington State, and you're in the market for an e-bike, I'd say go visit them. Okay. We have reached, I forgot the name of the street here. Anyway, you'll know it when you get here. And we're still headed downhill. But I was talking about Oregon e-bikes and why you'd want to come down here. If you're looking for a high-end bike, this is the shop to go to. Reese and Muller, Cube, Gazelle. I think they do Bulls. They do a lot of different bikes. And the obvious reason to come down here from Washington is no sales tax. And when you're spending $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $10,000, $11,000, that sales tax adds up. We're entering Mosier now. It's population 430. Well, this person waited a nice long time for me to get by. Rowena Coffee Company. Route 30. So now we're entering the Oregon Scenic Byway. We're going to be pulling off this here onto Main Street. I was a little slow in the downshift there. You probably heard me grinding. It's not good. All right, we're going to make a left onto 3rd. And continue our climb. We stay on this now for, I don't know, another 7, 8 miles, something like that. No, maybe not that much, but somewhere in that area. And I believe, just from the looks around me, that we're going to be climbing most of it. I have not been here before on this part. Still climbing at 10 miles an hour though. All right, we're headed, we've got a downward slope now. We're up to 20. Okay, a little bit of a serious climb coming up. I have bumped up the pedal assist. I'm now up to tour. And we're just under 7 miles an hour. Taking our time, passing the Mosier Fire Station 1. Gonna lose our shoulder here, paved shoulder. Really hate that. Have you ever wondered which is more accurate? A mileage counter on your bike, or some app you're using? In this case, the People for Bikes app. Well, the distances are pretty spot on. The app says 8.1. The bicycle, the Bosch system says 8.17. It's the miles per hour that is a pretty substantial difference when you're going this slow. The app says 4 miles per hour. Bike says I'm doing 5.6 right now. Oh, graveyard here on the side of the hill. Mosier Cemetery. Looks like a few of the monuments are pretty old. Really beautiful through here. I should have marked the beginning. Oh, we're in peaches now. I love it when the farmers mark their fields. Oh, it's so cool. I love to see what they're growing. Rainier, I don't know what, Rainier peaches? Don't know. Can't see any fruit on the trees. Maybe they've already harvested. Evans Fruit Company, you pick. All right. That's not something that has ever interested me. When we first moved to the Northwest, the farmers used to use child labor. I kid you not. Buses would come around, pick up kids, take them to whatever field was in need of harvesting. Strawberries, raspberries, cucumbers. At any rate, that was in the, when's that? That was in the 60s. Yeah. Can you imagine In today's atmosphere, in today's climate, people sending their kids off to be picked up by some clunky old bus, and I mean clunky. The ones that we rode had to be from the 30s. Man, it was old. And the guy who drove it was a college kid, you know. So I was sitting behind him because I was early high school at that point. And so we were talking, and he had to learn how to double clutch the thing because there were no synchros in it. Man, it was something. And then, so getting back to that idea of people these days allowing their kids like that to go off like that. It's not legal anymore, so they can't do it. And, you know, I don't know if it was for that reason or what, but a lot of the berry farms that were around in the 60s, early 70s are now gone. And replaced by subdivisions, and so maybe they just decided it was better to sell out, make their money in one shot. Oh, looks like wine grapes through the trees here. Still climbing, and it looks like we've got a ways to go. Boy, this is peaceful out here. Well, you've seen there's been hardly any cars come by. I'm in the middle of the street, middle of the road. Not one little bit of worry. Just climbing, climbing, climbing. Still in tour mode. Before I left this morning, I saw that there was an update for the Insta360 1X2, probably for the 1X also, but changing the maximum record time from 30 minutes down to 29. Why? Why? Don't get it. Goats? You like goats? I can't say that I do. Oh, looks like a bird of prey. I can't tell exactly what it is. soaring above the field. So we've been riding 54 minutes now. We've gone 9 miles, 9.3 to be exact. In 3 miles we take a right, and that'll take us to our final destination, which I'll share with you when we get there. Can't let everything out of the bag early. Well, I wasn't wrong when I said we'd be climbing. Since we turned right on Main in Mosier, it's been a steady uphill with, one or two small exceptions. It's flattened out a little bit. Still uphill, but much more gradual at this point. And we're picking up some speed now. Oh yeah. Feels good. So I get carried away and I'll miss my turn if I'm not paying attention. You must come and do this ride. This is just splendid. Gosh. Obviously we're in a much drier part than we were when we started, but they're still green. and crops of various kinds. Even a swamp down there. I don't know if it's looked a little bit nice and clean to be considered a swamp, but a wetland of some kind. Woohoo! 20. Morganson Road. We're not going there. You absolutely would love this. Will love it. Because I know you're going to come up and do it. Uh-oh. Damn, I forgot my chains. All right, so much for the downhill. A little swale, I guess you would call that. Climbing again. So, another thing, in case you're wondering, we've been heading east this entire ride. East and up. Washington State, way in the distance. Well, dog thought I was awful interesting. Probably saying to himself, or to the driver, "Dad, what the heck is he doing? Climbing this hill on a bicycle?" Oh, there I go again. Calling my e-bike a bicycle. Somebody's gonna say something. I know, because somebody made a comment in one of my videos about calling it a bicycle. Slow going. Slow going. Getting kind of thirsty. Don't want to stop. Don't want to stop on a hill, let's put it that way. Ooh-wee. Getting warm. Wow, didn't take long. Well, according to the map, I was too busy talking and I missed the road that I was supposed to turn on. So we're going to go on Dell Road. And head down the gravel road. All right, I'm going to tell you right now, if I have to climb that hill over there, this ride is through. I just don't think I've got it in me to go up there. Wow. Some amazing houses out this way on this open land. I have to say that I think I'd be afraid of fire big time. In this grassland. Doing some coasting here, going downhill, not letting myself get carried away though, because this is some fairly loose gravel in places. Washboards too. Morning. All right. So here we are back at Highway 30, which is what I should have been on all along. I think it's Highway 30. And we're going to turn right and continue for a little bit more. Oh, nice house. My goodness. Great house. Nice little breeze blowing up here. Well past time to take a drink. Well, good thing I'm kind of narrow. I don't have to worry about the bridge. You can tell this bridge has been around a while just by the architecture of it. Oh yeah, that breeze feels good. Rowena Crest Viewpoint. Well, I think we're going to have to check that out, don't you? Oh my, look at that. Hoo-hoo. Wow, wow, wow. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. What a shame. Thought we might be able to see Mount Hood from up here, but no such luck. Spectacular, absolutely spectacular up here. Starts down there somewhere and comes up and eventually ends up where I am. Quite an endeavor. So that road that I was just panning, it's called the Rowena Loops. And that was built back in 1929. This is one of the first modern paved thoroughfares in the Pacific Northwest. And it's some rugged landscape that they were building this road on. Can you imagine how long it would have taken to drive that back in the 30s? So right out there across the river, that's the town of Lyle in Washington State. And there's a bridge there that you might be able to see, and there's a river that goes up. And there's a trail, the Klickitat Trail, something like that, that goes up that way. I might be able to do that one in the fall after my wife has had some recovery time. And that's it. Wasn't that a great ride? If you like this kind of stuff, make sure that you subscribe. If you haven't already, click that bell icon so you won't miss anything. Staring into the sun is hard to do. Give us a like, share, leave comments. We do appreciate it so much. Thanks a lot. We'll see you in the next one. Maybe it will be that trail in Lyle. All right, see you later.